We are now reaching the end of this 2023 Outer Space Security Conference after 2 days that have been really packed with not only insights and analysis, but importantly, exchange, so as to address the challenges of space security. This is the third year that UNIDIA is organizing this conference in a hybrid format in the hope of making it more accessible to the growing space security community. And we are very pleased that every year participations and interest in the conference is growing. We have had this year a very significant number of participants joining in person, and thank you very much, and especially for staying in this windowless room, but also very much with participants joining us online over the last couple of days. So thank you all very much. But even more importantly, of course, than the quantitative indicator of participation, what really matters was the quality of the panels and discussions. We have not shied away from addressing difficult and even sometimes divisive issues. And we think that this is our role as UNIDIA to really bring a different set of perspectives together for that exchange. But yet, we're very happy to see that that has been a largely cordial and constructive dialogue, and that several important issues have been discussed. We have discussed the dynamic nature of space risks and threats, and also the growing challenges as space becomes more congested in a difficult geopolitical context. Several additional points were discussed yesterday on how the advent of emerging technologies, such as mega constellations, shape space security or even reshape space security, on how the work from different sectors can contribute to space security governance, and how there is a need for the global community to establish shared priorities to tackle first. We have also taken stock of past multilateral initiatives, heard some very frank reflections from the chair of the open-ended working group, and suggestion that we need to protect past successes and build on these tools. The second panel we had yesterday included interesting discussions on lessons learned and some of the role and limits of unilateral commitments. We have looked ahead to future multilateral activities with a particular focus on the upcoming group of governmental experts on Paros. This included discussions around legally binding mechanisms, norms, and wider responsible behaviors approach, transparency and confidence-building measures, and so on. And more generally, we discussed the merits and also limits of different UN processes. This morning, innovative practical tools for space security were discussed, including, let me be doing some shameless promotion of UNIDIA, the UNIDIA's and Secure World Foundation's Lexicon for Space Security, the Space Security Portal. We also had important perspective from UNUSA, our colleagues from the UN, about existing mechanisms such as the Registration Convention. This afternoon, we started with the discussions of the importance of diversity and regional perspectives of space security, something UNIDIA is pursuing through notably its regional space security workshops and also through our research work streams. We heard that there is not a one-size-fits-all approach to space security. Contexts, languages, and cultures matter, and inclusive regional discussions are important. And just now, in this last session, exchanging on means and methods to build common understanding between stakeholders on space security issue, we heard different perspectives on the challenges and opportunities for building that common understanding and wider discussions also around the steps to reconcile different priorities and perspectives across different communities. With such a rich array of issues discussed, as we conclude, allow me to come back to one point that we, as UNIDIA, have made repeatedly, the importance of furthering common understanding as we move forward. Crafting effective multilateral measures to address space security entails building a common understanding and fostering shared language. This lays the groundwork for positive, mutually reinforcing initiatives, measures, and processes, ultimately bolstering space security for all. This has never been more urgent and pressing, as so much on Earth depends on what happens in space. I believe that the dialogue that we have had over this conference provides grounds for cautious optimism for taking space security forward. As always, UNIDIR is and will remain ready to assist in the future. Before closing, though, I would like to also give a few thanks. First, to all our panelists of these last panels and the previous panels, but really importantly as well to our donors. UNIDIR will not function as a voluntary funded organization, will not be able to function without our funders. And I would like to thank our funders for this specific event, the support of the governments of the People's Republic of China, of Norway, of the Holy See, of the Russian Federations, and of the United States of America was key to enable us to make this conference happen. Thank you very much. A particular note of appreciation and thanks to our partners from the Secure World Foundations, and in particular, Peter, Victoria, and Brian, for all the support and collaboration. Thank you also not only to the moderators, but the speakers and the panelists for your participations, to you in the audience for your attendance and your questions. The insightful conversations we had wouldn't not have been possible without your willingness to share your perspectives. Let me also thank the UNIDIR teams, the dear colleagues, Jamie, Almu, Laetitia, and also Sarah and Xingwei, who are hiding behind the monitors there. This is a team of experts in their own rights who are also able to make the technique happen and to make sure that you have coffee and are connected. So thank you very much for all your work. We now very much look forward to continuing the discussions in the future in many different fora, including hopefully in the context of next year's edition of this Outer Space Security Conference, OS24. So looking forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you again and goodbye.